Hello everyone, and welcome to Under the Rock, where old games feel like new! And today's review is going to be of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I do apologize, but I was unable to get any game footage for this review, but because this is the 25th year anniversary of the game series, I decided to do a review in celebration. And this has to be one of the best games for the N64 I have ever played. And to be honest, it was actually the first Zelda game I ever played, ever! I was just never given any of the original games, and I never got one until my N64 was given to me for Christmas. And boy was this ever a game to start off the series, since it was deemed one of the best, if not the best, game in the entire franchise. Ocarina of Time is the story of Link, who is destined to save Hyrule from the evil Ganondorf, who wants to take over Hyrule and gain possession of the Triforce, the symbol of the gods and the representation of their power that was left behind after they created the world. What sets this game apart was that it was the first Zelda game to be done in a three-dimensional world, and gave us a history of how the world was created. Visually, this game was amazing! One of the best looking games on the N64, with wonderful character design, a nice color palette, and some of the sharpest detail I've ever seen, making for some of the most beautiful graphical images I've seen on this system. There was never a dull moment in this game. It was riddled with fun side quests, and they reward you for your efforts. Combat was phenomenal in this game, though for some it may be a little tricky to get used to, but after the first one or two battles, you're spot on. It becomes second nature to you without even thinking about it. It was just the right amount of level of challenging to keep you on your toes throughout the game, and keep you guessing and worrying if you were actually going to survive through each combat that you got yourself into. As per Zelda fashion, the game is riddled with dungeons that you must run through, each with their own unique and interesting puzzles, topped with a creative boss which you required a totally different strategy for each one to defeat them. And eventually you got to play as Adult Link, voiced by Nobuki Hayama, who you may remember from Gao and Gurren Lagann.
人間相当が極東方面部隊長ヴィラルファイナルフューチャー
And not only that, this game had a harder version called the Master Quest, filled with extra puzzles, the monsters, and in general was just a lot more challenging. Enemies became more deadly. I mean, really, these guys can kill you at the drop of a hat. Puzzles became more challenging, there were added ones in, they completely changed everything all around, turning it into a completely different game, so that those who have played the original are on their toes and don't know what to expect, just like those who've never played the series at all before. And to be honest, I really can't think of anything that was wrong with this game. No bugs, no story issues, gameplay problems, nothing really about this game was bad enough that I had an issue with it. I mean, there was just so much in this game that there was nothing there to hate. Overall, I give this game a solid 5 out of 5. This game is amazing. I loved every minute of it. I definitely recommend giving this a try. It had been dubbed the best game of the series, and for many it was the game that got them interested in Zelda, and it actually is still available. That's so shocking to me. I honestly thought they stopped making N64 games years ago. And did you know that not only was the GameCube capable of projecting 3D images, the N64 was too? I'm serious, Legend of Zelda can be played on the N64 in 3D. But I honestly don't remember my N64 being so small. I mean, look at this thing. It's tiny. And it's got 2 screens. Why did I even bother hooking this up to a TV? Or for that matter, why did I just bring this on car trips instead of my Game Boy? This was clearly much cooler. Well, now if you excuse me, I think I'm gonna play some Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Wait a minute, why doesn't this fit?